We just saw the second gentleman, Doug Emhoff. He wrapped up his speech there in the Villages, Florida. He's out on the campaign trail in honor and working for his wife, Vice President Kamala Harris, and Governor Tim Walz, I should say. We are continuing to follow this. Again, he just wrapped up that speech. Let's go ahead and listen in here on Live Now.
Kamala Harris has an economic plan. Unlike Donald Trump, again, his whole plan is tax cuts, increasing the debt, and tariffs. She has a well-thought-out plan, which she's talked about, but let's just set the record straight. She is a capitalist. She is pro-economy, pro-business. She's also pro-worker. All those things can be true at the same time. It's pro-innovation, and she's going to take what the Biden-Harris administration has done to rebuild the disaster of an economy that Trump left us. And look what's happening all around the country, including right here in Florida. The infrastructure projects, the bridges, the roads, the tunnels, the broadband, airports. All that is going to continue and expand under a Harris administration. You see the chip manufacturing coming back here. That was the CHIPS Act. You see the investment in a transition to a clean energy economy, which means lots of great paying jobs. This is all the stuff that's going to continue. Plus, she understands tech. She understands IP. She understands the need to innovate. That's why she has been working on AI. She's been working on space and all these things that are going to really have economic potential in the future. So she gets all that stuff. And she also has practical solutions for issues facing people. So young people who are having children, $6,000 child tax credit. That's going to help families. I wish we had that. 3 million new homes. All these small businesses are booming around the country. We need more affordable housing. She's got a plan for that. She's got a plan for small business, $50,000 tax credit to increase investment in small business. But she also understands we've got to lower costs. So we're going to continue, obviously, lowering that. $35 insulin for seniors. We want to make sure that's available for everyone. Continue to negotiate with Medicare to lower drug prices. And I heard Bob talk about Social Security and Medicare. They're trying to destroy that with Project 2025. Kamala Harris promises you she's going to work on making sure that is available, around, and better than ever. That's what she's going to do. And I know we have a lot of veterans here. One, thank you for your service. And she's always going to be there for veterans. Project 2025, when you read all 900 pages of it, there's so many outrageous things, but there's a lot of bread and butter items in there that affect all people, including seniors, where the attacks on Social Security, attacks on Medicare, and even an attacks on benefits for veterans. So complete contrast there. This election, again, is binary. It's a clear choice. You've got Trump, lies, grievance, threats, weaponization of the Department of Justice, threatening voters, threatening donors with long jail sentences. This was just a few days ago. I mean, this is happening. They're doing this right now. He still won't concede 2020. He's already laying the groundwork to challenge speciously 2024. He praises the January 6th insurrectionists. It's just shocking. He couldn't even say that he wanted Ukraine to prevail against his buddy Putin. And of course he refused to say that he would veto a national abortion ban while throwing his little sidekick J.D. Vance under the bus. And the only character witness he can come up with in the entire world was Viktor Orban. You're laughing, and as Kamala said right to his face, that's what world leaders are doing as well. That's how ridiculous this all sounds. That's how he sounds. She called it a tragedy right to his face. She said, it's a tragedy that this guy is running for president. It's a tragedy that the American people have to even make this decision. We shouldn't have to do this. We shouldn't have to do this. So I get fired up about a lot of things. I was an athlete, athlete of the year at my Jewish summer camp. It was still pretty good. I mean, you know, not bad. I'm still bragging about it 50 years later, 45 years later. So one of my mottos as an athlete and one of my mottos as a trial lawyer and somebody who's now on the campaign trail is I take all that stuff I just heard that makes you so mad, I stay mad. And I stay mad and I channel that anger into action. And so as much as this infuriates us, Project 2025 and praising the January 6th insurrectionists that he caused, and all these other horrific things that he's doing, promising to do, is saying, let's channel that anger into making him angry by winning Florida and winning this election. Now, one of the many things I love about my wife, Kamala Harris, the vice president, soon to be president. Hey, why not? It's cool. None of this affects her. All the name calling, all the outrageousness, the personal attacks on her, on me, her family, Tim Wall, all that just bounces off of her because what she will say, it's all a distraction. All this stuff is to get us to focus on all that crazy stuff so we're not focused on the task at hand, which is doing the work to win this election. So let's do what she does when I say, oh my God, look, you're on TV, you're all over the place, or look at this poll, look at all the money we're raising, and she just looks at me with that look. Dougie, we haven't won anything yet, and then she'll just, if I'm looking at the TV, she'll just take my head, put it down and said, get back out on the road. Do something to help me win. Stop bragging. Stop talking about it. And I will just say, as second gentleman, one of the honors has been I'm the first Jewish person ever to be a White House principal, and hopefully to be the first Jewish first gentleman. But one of the highlights of being second gentleman was we actually have a national strategy to combat anti-Semitism. I played a big part in that. And none of this would have happened without Kamala's encouragement. I didn't have to explain to her what a Jew was. She already knew. She already knew. And she was the one who's encouraged me to live openly and proudly as a Jewish person. She's the one who encouraged me to make sure we have a mezuzah at the vice president's residence. And if they let me, I hope they do, I'll have one at the White House too. And I just told some folks in line that I met earlier, a Jewish family, look, there's a lot of stuff going on out there right now, but I love being Jewish. I love it. I want to make sure that if you are Jewish, just make sure you live openly and proudly and without fear. And I'm going to do that as much as I can. All right, so what do we got to do to win this election? Fight. Work hard. But we have to, right, well, Michelle Obama said do something, which was great. But you know what she also said? Well, that was Kamala. We literally say that all the time on the plane. Whenever something comes up, we'll say, we're not going back. Wait, okay, sorry. But Michelle Obama said, and this is important too, I actually wrote it down, we need to vote in numbers that erase any doubt and overwhelm any effort to suppress us. And why is that? Because they're going to do it. They are going to do it, so we got to get ready. Well, first of all, we have a huge tent. Look at the tent that we have on the Harris Walz ticket. We got like AOC and Bernie over here. We got Dick Cheney, and we got David Jolly in the house. Where are you, David? And we have people like David Jolly, people like Liz Cheney, people like Adam Kinzinger, who are very principled Republicans who care. We may differ on some of the policy issues, but we don't differ on the baseline that we are all Americans, that we love our country, that we are a country that follows rule of law and a constitution that cares about each other as people, even if we disagree. And Kamala said it so well at the debate, we have so much more in common than what divides us. Right? So we are all in this together, this big, huge tent that is going to take down Donald Trump. All right, so I don't care what any poll says, we got to run like we're 10 points behind each and every day, because everything can change. We've got a lot of momentum, but we got to, pedal gas on the, all those cliches. We got to keep doing that. And if we do that, we're going to win by 10 points, including right here. North Carolina, Georgia, Arizona, Nevada, Wisconsin, Michigan, and Pennsylvania. We can win them all. So another bit of big news the other night was Taylor Swift endorsed her. And what I loved about that endorsement, it wasn't just an endorsement, it was a nice long letter. If you haven't seen it, read it. It's a beautiful, beautiful letter. But the end of it was registration, voter registration. So get out, vote.gov, there's iwillvote.com, there's a ton of websites, because nothing works unless you register. So go out, register, and make sure you know the rules and when you can do that, what the deadlines are, vote early. I don't know what the rules are here, but you probably know them. So make sure you know the rules, follow them, and get it done, and then get every single person you know to register so they can get out and vote early. The other thing you can do is go to our campaign offices. I've been visiting them all over the country. Not only is it an expression, a pure expression of community, democracy, and love of country, it's fun. You go there, you're with your friends, you're with your neighbors, you're making calls, you're sending out postcards, you go around and knock on doors. It's fantastic. So I encourage you to do that as well. And we don't need a lot of rest right now. It's only 53 days. We can do anything for 53 days. And I've really gotten to know and love Tim Walz, and we have bonded on so many things, except one. Because Tim Walz said, I'll sleep when I'm dead. And I said, all right, how about we sleep on November 6th so we can enjoy the Harris-Walz administration when they win? So let's get this done. One of the coolest things was coming back. I went to the Olympics on behalf of President Biden, led the delegation in the closing ceremony. And of course, there, all you heard were the USA, USA chants. But when I got back and went to the Democratic Convention and saw all the flags and heard the USA chants and saw thousands and thousands of people who were there because they love this country. It's worth fighting for. And it's up to us. It's up to us to save this beautiful democracy, this beautiful country that we have, because if we don't win, it's not going to be the same. It will never be the same. This will not be a country, a state that you will recognize. So we can prevent that. We can vote our way out of that outcome. So let's do the work for 53 days. So on November, that night or the next morning, I'll be able to say, hey, honey, you're the President of the United States. That's pretty cool. Thank you all. I appreciate it.
All right, they're just hearing from the second gentleman, Doug Emhoff, as he was rallying there at the Villages in Florida. Again, this